Hello, and a warm welcome to the Python Data Science Day Body-Driven Development Session. I am Bethany Jebchumba, a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I'll be taking you through how you can incorporate AI into your development journey, whether you're building your models or analyzing your data. How can you use AI to make you more productive, efficient, and you produce high-quality work? I liken this to whenever I go to somewhere that I am unfamiliar with or somewhere that I have not been in a while. I will ensure I always use maps to give me that sense of direction. It not only prevents me from getting lost, but it also saves time. And in case I make an error and probably take one wrong turn, it will reroute and ensure that I still get to my destination. GitHub Copilot comes in handy and gives you an edge. Gives you an edge by ensuring your productivity is increased, making you code faster and better, quickly fix bugs and issues and errors you encounter, ensuring you're developing efficiently, and also ensures the quality of your work is top-notch, and you're able to deliver work that is well documented, full of best practices, and you're proud of the work that you output, right? In this session, we have three main tools of trade. Of course, GitHub Copilot, our AI programmer that will enable us to help us as we code. GitHub Codespaces, which is our cloud developer environment, making sure you do not have to download and install anything in our local machine, but comfortably work in the cloud. And Jupyter Notebooks, where we'll be writing our code. It's fun because you not only get to write your code, but you also are able to add text, markdown, and see the outputs of your code directly there, as well as adding images. So let's get started and see GitHub Copilot in action. First and foremost, this is our development environment. We have our code space open. Looks the same as Visual Studio Code, so it's a very familiar dev environment. We have our data, which is the avocado CSV data, and we want to add our extensions. So to add our extensions, we'll search for Copilot extension, and we'll ensure we have both GitHub Copilot and Copilot Chat. Copilot is our inline programmer, and Chat is our technically our conversational pair programmer, whereby you can be able to chat with Copilot and ask for anything that you might need. And one of the first things you might want to do is ensure you have a starter template, whereby you have a notebook that you can get started from. So we have our data, which is the avocado CSV data, and we want to be able to predict the prices over a period of time. In our case, we'll be using the Freema model. So what we'll want to do is go in and ask our chat, okay, chat, can you, in our workspace, create a new notebook to predict the prices of avocados using the Freema model? And as you can see, it will come in handy and go ahead and create a new notebook for us. And our notebook will be sequentially developed in such a way that you can be able to see this will be the contents. One, import the required libraries, load and explore the data set, pre-processing, visualizing our data, and building our time series model and evaluating it at the end. So it gives us an overview of how our data will look like, and you can go ahead and get the option create a notebook and create a notebook. Once you created a notebook, you can be able to see the output, which is a very clean notebook that has contents that scale over time. So I've realized in my notebook, I'm looking at the visualizations and I'm not seeing a correlation matrix, and I want to be able to build that. So what do? I go ahead and use Copilot, the inline editor, and use Control+I. Using Control+I will enable me to request for something right on my code. So let's see how it is in action. So creating a new cell, Control+I, then I ask it to create a heat map using Sequon for only the numerical values in our data. And it generates the code for me. Once I accept, and then I can run the code, and voila, we have our correlation heat map. This is very interesting because it normally takes me a while to remember the exact commands I need. I know I need to have the data, remove the non-numerical data, and be able to just call, but the inline, how do I annotate? Should annotation be true, false? And then you can also be able to experiment with it as you go further. Another thing is, we've seen how you can use Control+I to generate code, but what about using comments? How can you use comments to generate your code? So what I want to do is to drop some of the columns. We have a lot of columns that we may not need. So I might want to drop some of the columns. So I'll go back, slide, and create a new code and just add a comment. I want to drop some of the columns. Let me drop some of the columns. And I can list the columns. You can see as I list the columns I want to drop, it also suggests probably you should also add this column, total bag, small bag. It suggests the data, the code, the drop that I need to drop my data, and it gives me the output of simplified data frame that has reduced data, and I don't see the necessary things. And next, I want to make sure data is ready for a model. So we're just trying to predict the overall prices. We'll focus on one type of avocado, either organic or conventional, in our case conventional, and then we'll also want to focus on a specific region. In our case, we'll choose the Albany region. So we want to be able to filter our data to only have conventional, avocado types, and the region Albany. So I'll go ahead and try and do that, right? So I can go ahead, create a new code and try and filter through it. But as you can see, I'm making a mistake. I don't know if you can see the mistake, but I have made a mistake. If I run the code, it will tell me, no, you have an error. This needs to be fixed. So the error is I'm adding 2 float variables, which is not something that can be done. And the perfect thing about Copilot is I just need to use the star sign here, and it will tell me, okay, what do you want to do? You want to fix the error that has already been written down there, telling me this is the error you want to fix. Probably this is the solution, and once I accept the solution, I can go ahead and get my new data my new data frame with a filtered set of data. So I've fixed the errors on my code. So while using KM series, I decided to use a library, PDM Arima, and I forgot the name of the library. So I was thinking about it. I couldn't quite remember the name of the library. So I decided to just go to terminal and try something, just try and install a library and see if it will go through. So I misspelled it by leaving out the A at the end. So it's telling me, no, you have an error, and I wanted to fix it. So it's asking, okay, do you want to fix it with Copilot? By clicking on the star sign at the end, it gives me, okay, explain using Copilot. It explains my issues, tells me how I can fix it. So I'm missing an A at the end, do it again. And once I've been able to correct my mistake, you can see the output is the library is successfully installed. We've now been able to quickly fix errors and ensuring we are developing efficiently. The next thing is, how is the output of your work? So the first thing we want to test is a model. So how do we validate a model? We've gone through our data, we've gone through the train and test data, but we want to add more validation. So I want Copilot to generate for me a random list of prices that I can use for validation. So let's see how it works. So I just ask, can you help me with a sample I can use to validate the prices, and it's giving me ideas of, okay, this is what I can use. And if I add to my code, I can also have it there in the prices and be able to see, okay, is this data something, is this validation data right? Is the prediction okay? And so on and so forth. And then the next thing you might want to do is ensure your code is readable. You can also use chat and do /docs, but then the other thing you can do is probably you already have an idea of what exactly the documentation you want to write is. So for me, I have a formula that I use. So I want to first explain the data, next explain the methodology, how did I solve the problem at hand, and then the next thing is give the results. What they solved, did I hit the accuracy, and lastly, conclusion. If you see what I've written, if I share it with an exec or someone who's not familiar with data science, they might struggle and wonder, okay, what does this mean? What does MSC, MA mean? Why does it matter to me? What exactly is even an ARIMA model? So I can go ahead and go to Copilot chat and ask the question, okay, can you be able to modify the Markdown for me and make it more readable? So it gives me a modification. And the fun thing is I can add it directly as code or Markdown, in whichever one you choose, can add it directly to my notebook. And you can continue iterating, continue trying, and find new ways to be able to make it better. And last but not least, once you've been able to help create a documentation, you want to share your work with the world. So you might want to commit your work to your repository on the cloud, or you might want to do a good pull request message. So in our case, we'll just work with commits. And if I generate a commit message, it gives me, okay, the commit message you can use is this is what you did. You're trying to add avocado price prediction using ARIMA model, which is the last thing I did. Of course, I can't commit because I haven't staged my changes. So I'll go to terminal, do git add all the changes I've made, go back to my commit message, and be able to commit it and sync it to the cloud. And voila, I can be able to share my work. That's just about it around what I wanted to share. One, being able to ensure your productivity is improved by coding much faster and better. Two, being able to ensure that you're also efficient. If you encounter a bug or an error, be able to fix it as fast as possible. And lastly, being able to improve the quality of your work. But as with any technology, AI has a couple of limitations. These are limitations accompanied by GitHub Copilot. Number one limitation is the training data set. The data set that was used in training was very limited, and it didn't technically cover your proprietary data or any private data that you have. So ensure when you're trying to ask a question, ensure you're able to give enough context. And the reason why you need to always provide context is because AI cannot read your mind. You have to be able to articulate what you might mean. And the other thing to remember is this is a statistical model. So how it works is it predicts the most probable text or chunk of text that's supposed to come up next. It does not really understand what you're saying, meaning it might sometimes give inaccurate responses or have potential biases. So ensure you always go through the results that you're getting, ensure you always read through, ensure you always have someone who's double checking and being accountable for all the outputs AI is giving. Other than that, you can continue developing your skills with Copilot. Go ahead and try it out. And then the other thing is we have GitHub Copilot Adventures, helping you explore the different Copilot ways. And lastly, a cheat sheet of how you can use ChatGPT and data science. Thank you so much for your time. As I mentioned, I'm Bethany Jepchumba, and you can find me on social media using @BethanyJep. Bye-bye.